Hi, everybody. It's Deborah from PeopleLovingAnimals.com. Thanks so much for tuning in and watching my video today. Today's video is called How to Stop Your Dog's Digging. If you have gone so far as to go to YouTube to try to find help with this, then I'm assuming you have a pretty serious problem with this. So I hope that today's video will help you. In the video, we're going to talk about several of the reasons why dogs dig, from practical reasons to emotional reasons. And we're going to talk about how to stop it. Again, practical ways on how to stop it, but also like emotional ways. Why is the dog doing this? Getting to the root of the issue as to why they keep doing this, and getting it solved for you. So I hope that by the end of the video you have some really good information. I'm also going to give you a reference to a professional dog training website. If you've been with me before, you know I'm talking about Doggy Dan. Guess what? He'll help you with that too. Doggy Dan's dog training website just helps with absolutely every dog behavioral issue you can think of. If you haven't been here before, sit tight. I'm going to tell you a little bit more about that during the video, and I'll give you a link in the end of the video too. Okay, let's go ahead and get started. First of all, if you have not been here before, my name is Deborah. I own a website called PeopleLovingAnimals.com. We're on it right now. We're on this article called How to Stop Your Dog's Digging. I'm not going to read you this article. I'm just going to use it for myself so that I can keep track of the points that I want to make in today's video during the video. But I will give you the link to this article in the description box of this video. So if you find things interesting as you see us going along here in the article, if there's things you want to click on or things that you would like to read again, and so forth, don't worry, the article will be in the description box. You can click to it. You can go right to where we are, okay? Now, first of all, what's the deal with dogs constantly digging? Why do they do that? And what can you do to keep them from destroying your yard, destroying your house plants, destroying your couch? Some dogs will dig in the furniture. How can you get your dogs to stop? Well, the first thing to do is to understand your dog's way of thinking. Here's how your dog sees it. First of all, you need to understand what digging is not. It is not his attempt to annoy you. It is not that he's wanting to ruin your flower bed or your garden. It's not that he's ticked off at you. For example, you know, if you come home one day and your couch is ripped to shreds and your dog did it, it's not because you were gone 3 extra hours because you went for drinks after work. Dogs don't think that way. They don't think in cause and effect. They don't think of, I'm mad at her, therefore I'm going to do this. The reason your dog ripped the couch apart when you were gone, especially if you're gone longer than you normally are, is because they don't know what to do with themselves. A lot of dogs suffer from separation anxiety. Young dogs suffer with just an enormous amount of energy that they don't know what to do with. If you have not done pack leader training with your dog, we're going to talk about that in this article, then they're going to have some anxiety issues. When you leave the house, they think they've been left in charge. A lot of dogs, that doesn't bother. Some dogs can't handle that. Okay, so we're going to get into more of this concept as to what they're thinking during this video. But first of all, you do need to know it is a natural behavior. Dogs dig. It's what they do. Normal dog behavior of digging is not necessarily abnormal. Oh my God, there's something wrong with my dog. Most of the time, it's a normal behavior, and it's just up to you as their owner to just like physically control where he's doing it. And I'm going to teach you how to do that in this video. But abnormal or obsessive digging is not normal. Okay, so it's important to start by understanding the difference. Now, sometimes there is a specific reason, and here's some of the reasons that might hopefully clear up maybe for you why he's doing it. Sometimes they're just too hot. If your dog is digging a pit out in the yard, especially if you live in a warm climate or if it's summertime, chances are he's just too hot. And if you dig down in dirt, the dirt is cool. We had a German Shepherd when I was a kid who dug this pit as big as he was out in the backyard by the garage, and he laid in that thing all summer. It was how he stayed cool. So if your dog, especially if they're a dog that's tied out on the leash in hot weather, which by the way, don't do that. But if your dog is stuck outside and it's hot outside, they're going to start digging because they want to get to that cool dirt so they can lay down in it. Okay, so one of the things is your dog just might be too hot. You need to let him go into the house. You need to let him get out of the sunlight. You need to get him to a place where he can lay under a tree, you know, those sorts of things. The other thing, they might be trying to build something. Dogs are den animals. They might be trying to build a den. They might be trying to get under things. This could also lead to things, or not lead to, but lead back to things like dog anxiety. If the dog is anxious, if he feels vulnerable out in the yard, for example, he may try to literally dig a hole to hide himself. A smaller dog will be more tend more to do that, like a Chihuahua. They tend to be sort of nervous sometimes. They might be trying to hide themselves. They might be trying to, but it may not be fear driven. It may not be anxiety driven. It could just be that they just want to get under something. If you've ever had a dachshund, I've had two. Dachshunds love to burrow under. They want to be under something all the time. Both the dachshunds that I had, one was Maggie and one was Taz. If you've been to this YouTube channel, you've seen lots of pictures of Taz. She was always getting under blankets, getting under pillows, getting under cushions, always wanted to be under something. And it was not fear-based. The dog was perfectly happy. Believe me, the dog was perfectly happy and spoiled rotten in our home. It wasn't fear-based. She just liked to burrow. She liked to be under things. So if you have a breed like that, they might be digging because they just want to burrow. In solving it might be as simple as throwing them a blanket. Let them get under something. See if that helps. Now, the other thing is, all the suggestions that I'm going to give you in this video, just try some things. Say, all right, well, maybe it's this, maybe it's that. Maybe just try some of the suggestions that I'm giving you and see if that solves the problem. So they could be just trying to build something, specifically a den, okay, someplace to hide underneath, or to be underneath. Also, they may just have too much energy. This happens in younger dogs. Obviously, an old dog generally doesn't have too much energy, but especially a puppy in their first year of life, they are absolutely ridiculous. They are ridiculous. They'll run till they drop. They're just so full of energy. And they just have too much energy and they don't know what to do with it. So the digging, it's just something to do with their energy. It's just like it's just something to do. It's just something to do. They have so much energy. And the solution to that is obviously give your dog something else to do. Take him on more walks, throw a ball with him. I just saw somebody on Amazon got I'm an affiliate for Amazon for this channel, and I noticed that somebody using one of my links bought what's called Chuck It, and it's a ball thrower. It's like an automated ball thrower, so they set it up for their dogs, and I've seen that on YouTube too. There was a miniature dachshund who loved a tennis ball, and my miniature dachshunds love tennis ball too, and they had this automatic ball thrower thing that you can get on Amazon. So you don't necessarily have to go out in the yard and play ball with the dog all day. But if you have kids, employ your kids. Say somebody's got to play with the dog more often. The dog needs more walks. He needs some toys. You can go on Amazon. You can get interactive toys. If you search interactive dog toys on Amazon, it'll come up with a whole bunch of things that keep your dog's mind busy and helps him burn up some of his energy. Okay, so it might just be that he's got too much energy. He needs something to do. Okay. Also, this was an interesting one that I found out when I was researching for this article. Smelly fertilizers out in your yard. One of the biggest motivators for dogs digging is the use of strong smelling fertilizers. It drives dogs crazy, apparently. Like I said, I did not know this before. So be careful when you're putting stuff out in your yard, like plant food and fertilizers and all that stuff. And, if nothing else, keep it away from the part of the yard where you want your dog to go to the bathroom, and obviously, keep it away. If he's digging in a certain part of the yard, don't put any fertilizers or anything down there. But the other thing you need to know is a couple things. First of all, specifically, slug pellets can be deadly for dogs. I'm giving you a link here in the article to read more about that. If you use those, they can be deadly for dogs. There are some products on the market that they're fertilizer or whatever, and they'll say on the package that they're safe for pets. So if they don't say on the package that it's safe for pets, then assume that it's not. Assume that it's toxic for your dog. So just keep in mind that you don't want to be putting chemicals and all this kind of stuff, because first of all, it can be toxic for your dog. And secondly, it may be the reason why they're digging. It will irritate them, and it may be a cause of why they're digging. I found that very interesting. I didn't realize that until I was doing research for this article. By the way, you can see an Amazon emblem here in my website. I am an affiliate for Amazon, which means if you click on any of my Amazon links like this box in this article and you go buy something at Amazon, I get a small commission and I donate 10% of those commissions that I make from this website to animal charities. I'm going to tell you a little bit about that in the end of the video, but just so you know, the things that we're talking about, like the thing, I'm pretty sure that ball thing is called Chuck It. I'm pretty sure that's what it is. If I can find it, if I remember to, I'll probably forget. I'll put a link to it in the description box for you. And there was something else we just talked about on Amazon. Oh, I know, interactive toys. Okay, so if you do decide you're going to do that, use the link that I'm giving you for in the article. Go here, click on this Amazon box, and that way I'll get a small commission, and it helps to support my doing peoplelovinganimals.com for a living, and it also supports animals because I'll donate 10% of the commissions that I earn to animal charities. All right, so how to stop your dog's digging. Now we kind of have an understanding of why he might be doing it. Let's talk about some ways to stop it. If you feel like you've been through this checklist and you're like, okay, I've tried everything and nothing is working, you may want to continue on and, delve into it, dig into it a little further. I'm sorry, that was really stupid. Anyway, like I said before, digging is a very normal and natural activity for dogs, but excessive digging is not. So you do need to find a way to manage it. If your dog is digging pits, like we said, it could be that he's too hot. But if he's specifically digging in a certain part of the yard, you could set up a part of the yard where it's okay for him to dig. Like I said, dogs enjoy digging. And if, you know what? If this is, how he copes with the world, then let him do it. It's just from a very simple, practical standpoint, use some logs or something, or some way that you can block off a certain portion of the yard where he is allowed to dig. Okay. And then if he goes off to other parts of the yard and he starts digging in other parts of the yard, just keep directing him back to where you're giving him permission to dig. Okay. And be patient. He will catch on. He will learn that that's where it's okay to dig if you keep directing him back there. The other thing you might do is if your dog is digging a place in the yard where you don't want him to dig, put something hard like bricks, a couple of bricks in the hole where he's been digging. It's going to discourage him from going back and digging there again. Okay, so it might just be like practical, don't dig here, but it's okay to dig there. You can get it managed where, okay, my dog likes to dig and I'm giving him a place where he's allowed to do that. Okay. Now, I'm not saying that you shouldn't be addressing the psychological issues. We're going to keep talking about that. You do need to understand if your dog's having a problem. Okay, if he just really likes digging, then fine. If he really likes digging, then give him a place to dig and leave him alone, and don't be worried about it. If you feel like he's otherwise a happy dog, he doesn't seem to be nervous all the time, he doesn't seem to be fearful, then so be it. But if you like I say, it's kind of a fine line here, just discovering, is my dog having a problem? Is my dog having a problem? It's just like stupid kind of analogy, a person who bites their fingernails. Well, maybe they just bite their fingernails. Maybe they just do. But maybe they have a problem. Maybe they're fearful. Maybe they have anxiety. Maybe they're upset. Maybe, do you know what I mean? Like when people or animals are doing something that's kind of excessive, you always have to question whether it's a problem. There's an interruption in my article here, so I'm going to interrupt the video with it briefly. I do have a mailing list that I'm inviting you to subscribe to. There'll be a link for it in the article if you go there, and also in the description box for my dog lovers email list. If you sign up for that list, you'll get a free dog training manual by Doggy Dan, and you will also get emails from peoplelovinganimals.com every 5 or 7 days, and it will be all about dogs. There'll be blog posts, there'll be articles, there'll be videos, all about the health and care and training of dogs. So if you would be interested in being on the Dog Lovers email list, please go ahead and subscribe. I'd be very happy to have you. And by the way, that's a way you can get in touch with me. If you are a subscriber and you get an email from peoplelovinganimals.com, if you just click reply to that email, you can send me a message. Okay, so if you're ever watching my videos, or if you're on one of my articles and you have a question about whatever the video is about, or if you need help with a different issue and you need to know if I have any resources for that, always feel free to contact me. And that's a way you can always contact me. It's just being on my email list and then replying to any of my emails. I see that. Okay, it's me. It's not some staff members or something. I will see the email and I will respond to you. Digging when you're not home. Now, I'm not going to read this whole paragraph. I'm just going to tell you a couple of things. And you can read this if you decide to after the video. But if your dog is digging when you're not home, specifically if they're only digging when you're not home, like if they never dig when you're at home, they only dig when you're gone, there could be a couple of reasons for that. Okay, well, first of all, it could be just, for example, the energy. The dog's home alone. He's got nothing to do. He's got nothing to play with, especially if it's a young dog. You might want to exercise that dog a little bit more before you leave the house. It could be as simple as that if he's always digging when you're not home. It also could be separation anxiety, where the dog is upset that you are gone, okay? Now, there is a video on my YouTube channel, an article on my website about dog separation anxiety and what that is and what you can do about it. So if you feel like that's an issue that might be contributing to your dog's digging, go to that video about dog separation anxiety and get the help that you need with that. So it could be that they're just anxious, they're suffering from separation anxiety, or just anxiety in general, where they are home alone and they're anxious. Now, the other issue that might be going on here is, again, I'm going to keep referring to pack leader training. I'm referring you to Doggy Dan. Here's his little emblem over here. He owns the website called The Online Dog Trainer, and his whole dog training philosophy is built on the pack leader training philosophy. And some people think that pack leader training means that you have to dominate your dog and you have to be aggressive and you have to show him who's boss. No, that's not what pack leader training is. Pack leader training is a series of things, 5 things to be specific. Doggy Dan refers to them as Doggy Dan's 5 golden rules. 5 simple things that you can do with your dog to establish yourself as the pack leader. And again, that doesn't mean you're establishing yourself as the boss. You're establishing yourself as the one who is in charge, so your dog doesn't have to be. All right, that's the concept. So you can see if your dog is only digging when you're not at home, it could be a pack leader issue. And if your dog has a pack leader issue, in other words, if your dog doesn't see you as the pack leader and he thinks he has to be the pack leader, number one, it's going to cause anxiety. The dog is going to be anxious over that. Some dogs, I shouldn't say every dog, because some dogs are perfectly fine being the pack leader. Some dogs insist that they are the pack leader. You know, if you have a dominant dog, it takes a little more training to get that pack leader title over to you and take it away from him. But some dogs cannot handle being the pack leader. It's too nerve-wracking for them. And when a dog thinks in terms of himself as the pack leader, he thinks he's in charge of the house. He thinks he's in charge of you. He thinks he's in charge of the kids. He thinks he's in charge of the property. So you can imagine, when you leave, the poor dog thinks he's in charge. He thinks he's in charge of all of it, and he also thinks he's responsible for your safety. So if you're gone and you're not anywhere in his sight and he can't protect you, he's going to have an issue with that. You see, sometimes dogs will dig as if trying to get out of the house. They'll dig at a door, for example, when their family leaves. That's a pack leader issue. That is a dog who thinks he is responsible for the safety of the family. And when the family leaves without him, he feels compelled. He's got to get to them. He's got to find them. This is how the dog is thinking, okay? So if this is sounding complicated to you and it's like, oh my God, the dog's got all these psychological issues, don't worry about it, because it is as simple as Doggy Dan's 5 golden rules. It is as simple as doing simple pack leader training with your dog, and I'm going to show you. In the article, I say become the pack leader. Again, Doggy Dan, he is a professional dog trainer and a behavioral specialist. He has a dog training website called theonlinedogtrainer.com. I'm going to give you the link to it. He has more than 250 videos where you get to watch Doggy Dan actually working with dogs. There is a video of him in this article. You'll be able to go and watch it if you want, where he's actually at these people's house and he's working with these dogs. And He has dog training videos on virtually every dog training issue that you can think of. Okay, so he is the one that teaches the pack leader training, and you can go to his website and you can get the steps and you can learn how to do pack leader training with your dog. And I'm sure that you can find probably more than one video where he's talking about dog digging, okay, because he covers virtually every dog behavior issue you can think of. And again, if you will become pack leader to your dog, not only does it help with a problem like digging, but it will help with excessive barking. It will help with your dog being destructive. It will help with biting. It will help with aggression. It will help with so many issues, because so many issues go back to the fact that your dog doesn't see you as the pack leader. He thinks he has to be the pack leader. He thinks he has to be in charge, and it causes all kinds of problems. Okay, so I highly recommend pack leader training, and you can get it with Doggy Dan. Now the good news is it's super cheap. Doggy Dan gives you a 3-day trial of his website for $1. Okay, so if you go on the link that I give you to Doggy Dan for $1, you can have access to his entire website, including the 5 golden rules. If you want to go in there and look up a video specifically about dog digging, you'll have 3 whole days where you can watch as many videos as you want, and you don't have to go any further. If you decide that you want to stay in there and there's more training you want to do and there's more videos you want to watch, then you can get a membership, and it's only $37 a month. It's not a lot, okay? And so it's $37 a month, and you can cancel that at any time. So you stay in as long as you need. If you need a month, if you need 2 months, you stay in as long as you want, and you watch all the videos that you want. He also gives you a break on price if you get a 6-month membership, and then if you get a 12-month membership. If you have a puppy, I would suggest a 6-month membership, because you're going to need it. You know, you're going to need to do leash training, biting, feeding, nutrition, potty training, possibly crate training. You're going to have so many things that you're going to want to teach your puppy. So it would make sense to get the 6-month membership, because it's going to save you a little money, and you might as well get it and spend those first 6 months of your puppy's life with a professional dog trainer helping you. I mean, it's going to set the foundation for the whole life of the dog, for you and for the dog, to have just a well-behaved dog. But like I say, for $1, you can go in for 3 days, go and watch his videos about dog digging, get the 5 golden rules for pack leader training, find out what that is. And like I said, if you decide to stay in longer and you get a month's membership for $37, I will get a small commission on that, and I will give 10% of that commission to animal charities. Again, I donate to animal charities. Like I say, everything I do on my website, there's a lot of products and services that I recommend to people. Sometimes it's something that you can buy on Amazon, or it'll be dog training or cat training or pet health insurance. These are all things that I've researched online, like this dog training. I've researched dog training. This is the dog trainer that I recommend. Pet insurance companies, there are 2, Healthy Paws and Pet Plans. Those are the 2 that I recommend from the research that I did in comparing them. And so what I do is I apply to be an affiliate for the companies that I want to promote their products on my website, and I then get a small commission if you use one of my links and you purchase that product, and I give 10% of that commission to animal charities. If you go to the homepage of my website, peoplelovinganimals.com, you will see a list of the animal charities that I donate to. Okay, so for that reason, I'm going to ask you to please share this video with your friends and family. Share the YouTube channel, share the website, peoplelovinganimals.com, on your Facebook page, with your friends and family who are animal lovers, specifically dogs and cats. I do a lot on the website. I've had it since 2015. There are now hundreds of articles, and I think I'm up to, I don't know, 75 or 80 videos I've done so far, all about, like I say, the care, health, and training of dogs and cats. So refer it to your friends and family. They could very well be having a problem with their pet that this website and YouTube channel could help with. And like I say, if people are going to be buying these things for their pets, they might as well be buying it from somebody who's going to donate a portion to that to animal charities. Bottom of the article here, you'll see there's a link to go ahead and find some more dog training articles on the website if you choose to. So, how to stop your dog's digging. I hope that I've given you a better understanding of why your dog might be digging, some of the things you can do about it, both practically and psychologically. And I hope you'll go in and check out Doggy Dan's website. It's worth it for the $1 to just check it out, see what's available to you. if your dog is having a pack leader issue, then I'm guessing you've got more problems than the dog digging. You know, I'm guessing you have more things going on with the dog that he's doing, possibly aggression, possibly separation anxiety, possibly excessive barking, crying at night, all these sorts of things. They all tend to lead back to the absence of pack leader training. So it really could be that you ended up going on YouTube because your dog's digging up your flower garden, and it might ultimately end to you getting really good training for you and your dog to solve a whole bunch of problems and just have a more peaceful life for both of you. So again, thank you so much for watching. If the video was helpful to you, please give it a like. It always helps YouTubers when you do that. It helps YouTube to know that you liked the video and that they should show it to other people. And YouTube will recommend my content more to other viewers if you give it a like. Also, you'll see links in the description box of ways that you can support peoplelovinganimals.com. I'm going to give you a link to this article. I'm going to give you a link to Doggy Dan. I'll try to remember to give you those Amazon links to the things that we talked about. I got to try to remember to give you that article about dog separation anxiety in case you think that's why your dog might be digging. And I'm going to give you the link to sign up for my dog lovers email list. So again, thanks so much for coming. I hope I've helped you. Please feel free to comment if you have questions. I would love it if you would come back and comment and tell me if this video helped you with the issue. And good luck with your dog. I really give you a lot of credit that you're going on YouTube and you're trying to get some help and how to deal with things with your dog. So best of luck to you and your dog. Again, my name is Deborah, and my website is peoplelovinganimals.com. Thanks again. Bye-bye.